G'day.
Well, that's quite the Australian welcome. Welcome, Sam.
Thank you very much for having me.
It's a delight to be here with you today, and let's get right into it. So it would probably be an understatement, Sam, to say that the last 8 months or so were incredible for you and quite extraordinary. I would love to understand the 15-year-old version of you. What do you think teenage Sam would have made of the last 8 months or so of your life?
Good question. I mean, like, getting to work on technology was definitely what the 15-year-old Sam would have wanted to be doing. The sort of, like, diplomat part of it, probably more confused and less excited about. But honestly, that's not, like, most of the time is still really just trying to, like, figure out the technical challenges. And I think, like, the 15-year-old version of me could not have imagined that this would have actually happened, but would have been so excited. I think this is, like, the coolest, most interesting technical challenge I could have imagined.
Awesome, thank you. And a similarly unique situation has been your last 5 weeks. So I hear you've visited 20 cities across 5 continents. I'm not sure if that is the right number, but something like it.
Way more. I think 22 countries and maybe 28 cities, 6 continents.
In 5 weeks. That's quite a feat of human stamina, actually.
There have been moments that it's like that I've been like very tired, but on the whole, like the logistics have worked okay.
Okay. Wow.
I'm ready to get home for sure, but it's been like a very special experience to get to talk to so many people building on OpenAI, ChatGPT users, and really kind of like hear the stories and also how things are similar in some contexts, very different in others, what people want out of the technology, what people don't want. It's been like a super special experience.
And from speaking to those user groups, developers and heads of state across all of those different countries and cities, what are your learnings from the tour? And especially I'd love to understand, is there anything that you're learning that will change what you're doing at OpenAI going forward?
A lot. Yesterday on the flight here, I started typing up, because I took all my notes by hand, and I started typing them into my computer. And it's like very exciting about all of the new ideas, but just like the mountain of work in front of us to go do to make the API and ChatGPT better is a little bit daunting. But there were some things that I kind of knew about ahead of time. Like I knew that people were unhappy with the speed and latency and that we needed to get that better. But there were a lot of use cases that I hadn't thought about at all, where people were like, hey, it just doesn't work for this, or I need this other feature. Or like I knew it performed worse in languages other than English, but when I was in Japan, someone was like, hey, it's hello is 1 token in English, konnichiwa is 7 tokens in Japanese. Like really sticks to me, and it's like, all right, I'm really sorry, we got to figure out a way to go improve that. That's not fair.
That's fascinating. And another question to follow on from that would be, there's a lot happening at the moment in the space of regulation. And of course, I know that you've been very vocal in calling for coordinated governance effort of superintelligence. And just in the last 2 days, we've seen the European Parliament take some first steps towards passing the EU AI Act. And right here in Australia, we began a process of an 8-week consultation just in June. So I'm curious, what are your thoughts around how regulation is practical now that those steps have been taken? And is your thinking around regulation, is that evolving at all?
I have been surprised in 2 ways on the trip about the regulatory conversations. Number one, there's an extreme amount of excitement and optimism about what the technology is going to do. The economic possibilities, the social possibilities, the way that this is going to improve people's lives, and it already is. You know, like a lot of heads of state are like, I use ChatGPT every day for this and that and that. I'm making my government use it, and we're going to go like do this in our education world, and we're doing this here, and